I do want to get your opinion because this is fresh and topical on East Conference Finals MVP. Like you said, I'm not covering it up close. Certainly watched every minute of the action. I can imagine being a voter, and I have not seen the individualized voting just yet. In
It
fact, I'll
was
pull it up
five
here in a second.
four, Jimmy Butler.
It was 5-4. Let me get it then. I got to see who went what direction.
Oh
Bottom
wow,
line,
you're gonna
I can
call
see.
out voters.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's all right. We're not calling them out. Both guys are a good vote. I just think, I voted like the West Finals was easy, for me anyway. There was like a mild temptation to give Jamal Murray his love, but Nikola Jokic was fantastic. You had to vote Jokic. That was an easy call. Jimmy Butler is, the heart of the Heat. And it's one of those things where even if the stats don't, kind of, add up when it comes to comparing Jimmy to Caleb Martin, then you got to look at the Heat and say, who are we kidding? Who would where would they be without Jimmy? He shows out in Game 7, has a good game. Caleb has an even better game: 11 of 16 from the field, 10 boards, 3 assists, plus 14, 26 points. Jimmy had 28 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, and plus 11 was 12 of 28. If you look at the series, again, just diving into the numbers a little bit, my God, I mean, Caleb shoots 58.3% overall, 46.2 from three on high volume, 6.5 threes per game, and then gives you 5.8 assists as well. Jimmy, 24.2 points, so 6 more points a game, but his percentages, efficiency way down, 41.7 overall, 31.3 from three, and 84.5 from the line. So not a bad pick there. I am going to look the votes up here in a second, but how did you see that?
I just don't know why we have West Finals, East Finals MVPs all of a sudden. I mean, it's
Hey,
just,
you just got to Euro step the whole question, huh?
well, I don't know. I mean, um, I just the Heat are only there. They're only in this position. They're only where they are because of what Jimmy Butler has been in the playoffs. I
Right.
guess you're not supposed. I mean, we're making all these different rules now, and now because we have this East Finals MVP. You're only supposed to worry about games 1 through 7 of this series. Do we care what Jimmy Butler did earlier in this playoffs? Is it an East playoffs MVP?
No,
Does
it's
that
just this series. Just this series.
which like why? I just like this award.
All right, fine. But for the sake of
Okay.
discussion,
All
you
right.
know,
All right. No. Okay. So last West Finals, it was 4-1 Warriors over Mavericks. Andrew Wiggins was excellent defending Luka Doncic in that series. You covered it. You remember and scored well. You remember that poster dunk he had on Luka. You could make an argument he could have been the West Finals MVP over Steph Curry, but the vote went to Steph Curry because it was like they're here because of Steph Curry. They are who they are because of Steph Curry. Wiggins maybe from a point total perspective on any given night could be the same, but everything operates because of Steph Curry. That is the orbit of the entire franchise. He's the obvious MVP of this team. He's the MVP of this series. He wins MVP. I feel similarly with Jimmy Butler. Caleb Martin had an excellent series. The way he defended on the wing, in a lot of ways, outplayed Jaylen Brown. You could say, who's supposed to be right, like an All NBA guy on the other side. Scored it, shot it well, made a lot of money. They were even referencing that on the broadcast, right? Like cha-ching for Caleb Martin.
yep.
But Jimmy Butler is the Heat. They won this series because of who he has transformed them into. So I personally would have voted Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. That breakdown, and again, there's no shade here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the curtain back and share all of the votes. Our Joe Barden, fellow national writer, voted for Caleb Barden. Gary Washburn of the Boston Globe, also Caleb Martin. John Schumann, NBA.com, Caleb Martin. Tim Reynolds of the AP, Caleb Martin. That's the four. And then Tim Bontemps of ESPN, Doris Burke, ESPN, Reggie Miller, TNT. These are all Jimmy Butler, Ben Robach, Yahoo Sports, and Ira Winderman, longtime Heat beat writer for the Sun Sentinel, Jimmy Butler. So, tight race there.